Hi everyone, my name is Mariam. This is a presentation about 5G network technology for IoT. I and my teammate Iman Yahya will talk about the history of the network. Then we will identify what is 5G and its features. Then we will give a brief comparison between 5G and 4G and why we need to switch to the new technology 5G and how it affects the IoT. And finally, we will give some limitation of 5G technology. First, I will give a brief introduction about the history of the network. This technology started with 1G, which introduced in the 70s, supports the analog cellular technology with 2 kilobyte per second data bandwidth. And the most importantly is that it brings the first cell phone. Then 2G get introduced in the 90s with digital cellular technology with 64 kilobyte per second of data bandwidth. This technology allows us to send the first text message. After that, 3G came in 2004. This technology brought us internet because it supports the connection of the phone to the internet or to any other IP network to make video and voice calls and upload and download data. And its bandwidth was 2 megabyte per second. Then 4G technology introduced with 1 gigabyte per second of data bandwidth. This technology delivers the speed that we enjoy today. It also provides comprehensive and secure IP-based solution where all the facilities will be provided to the user on an anytime, anywhere basis. Moving to the 5G network, 5G is the fifth generation of mobile network. It's designed to cope with the large growth in data and connectivity of today's modern society and the Internet of Things with the billion connected devices. Also, as any wireless technology, 5G will work in conjunction with 4G until it stands alone as expected in 2025. 5G also known for its faster connections and its greater capacity. For example, the response time of 3G network is 100 milliseconds. However, in 4G it gets much lower to reach 30 milliseconds. Yet 5G is expected to be 1 millisecond for response time, which is astonishing.
After Mariam just introduced us with what is 5G, I will tell you some features 5G provides for us. So, firstly, speed upgrades. We witnessed networks from generation to generation increased in speed significantly. So, 5G will push far beyond 4G speed. Secondly, low latency. 5G latency will be faster than human visual processing, making it possible to control devices remotely in near real time. Human reaction speed will become the limiting factor for remote applications that use 5G and IoT, and many new applications will involve machine to machine communication that is not limited by how quickly humans can respond. Thirdly, 5G will deliver up to 1000 times more capacity than 4G, creating a fertile ground for IoT development. 5G and IoT are a perfect match set to redefine how wireless networks are used. Finally, increased bandwidth. 5G networks are architectured differently from traditional 4G network, allowing greater optimization of network traffic and smooth handling of usage spikes.
So, what is the main differences between 4G and 5G? As we can see from this table, first, the upload rate is 5 megabyte per second for 4G, while it's 1.25 GB per second in 5G. Second, the maximum download rate in 4G is 1 GB per second, yet in 5G it's 2.5 GB per second, which makes the download much faster. Third, the 4G offered CDMA, while 5G offered OFDM, which stands for orthogonal frequency division multiplexing, which can be considered for IoT devices due to its energy efficiency, because IoT devices would have various constraints because of limited processing capability and energy sources. Fourth, 4G cannot differentiate between fixed and mobile devices, but 5G uses cognitive radio techniques to identify each device. Now Iman will tell us why we need to switch to 5G technology.
Why to switch from 4G to 5G? Firstly, because massive machine to machine communication, which involves connecting billions of devices without human intervention at a scale not seen before. And from class, we learned that machine to machine communication is called IoT. Secondly, ultra reliable low latency communication, which is a new service category in 5G to accommodate emerging services and applications having stringent latency and reliable requirements. This will help open up a new world where remote medical care, producers, and treatments are possible. Thirdly, enhance mobile broadband, providing significantly fast data speed and great capacity, keeping the world connected. And this is one of the main components in IoT: fast speed and great capacity.
And now I will talk about 5G for Internet of Things. As Iman mentioned, that 5G has massive machine-to-machine connection. This will help people nowadays to connect their devices to all machines around them. A great example of this is smart cities. But to be specific, here is an example of connected farm, which shows how all machines connected together, such as smart vehicles and how it tackled the car on the road and the machinery and the irrigation management system. Overall, 5G will increase the number of machines that connected together, and IoT will enhance these connections.
Like anything in life, it has its advantages and disadvantages. 5G has also disadvantages. Firstly, it requires 5G devices, and most of IoT devices nowadays are not compatible with 5G networks, so they will need to redesign their devices to be compatible with 5G networks, which is costly. Secondly, proximity. 5G uses millimeters wavelength, which are smaller than 3G and 4G, and they don't travel as far. So, governments need to change the map of spreading networks around the country. So, businesses, IoT businesses, will need to investigate 5G coverage map, which will change a lot in their perspective. Finally, 5G will have different security model than 3G and 4G, as it will include new security capabilities. So businesses and IoT businesses especially will have to adapt the new security system, which will take time and effort for them to change. Conclude, 5G is the fifth generation. First generation was in 1970s, second in 1990s, third in 2004, and fourth in 2011 until now, and fifth, some countries adopted it in 2020. However, it didn't spread all around the world, and some features of 5G is speed got upgraded, low latency, increased bandwidth, enhanced capacity, and finally, not least, 5G can be found in IoT devices such as smart homes, smart energy, cars, education, smartphones, virtual reality, healthcare, farms, and so on. And we mentioned before some limitations. However, the advantages replace all the limitations that I mentioned before. So we believe that 5G is a good solution for IoT, and we mentioned before one of the sources we found said that 5G is a good match to IoT. Thank you for listening to us and hope you learned something new.